Yes. JoAnn
Hi,
Cooper.
everyone. I'm so excited to have JoAnn Cooper here today, who's one of Lynn's mentorship students. And JoAnn has been working with Lynn through her mentorship program, and it's caused amazing shifts in JoAnn's life. So I'm excited to learn more about this and share with you guys about what impact Lynn has helped have in JoAnn's life with her mentorship program. So you could start off by like introducing yourself and just saying a little bit about yourself.
So my name is JoAnn Cooper, and I have been a Course in Miracles student for about 15 years. But it is true that last fall, I got a really strong urge to really engage my studies. And through that, I became aware of Tina Spalding's Channeling Jesus site. And I joined that and really delved into meeting people who were like-minded, because the Course in Miracles is kind of a personal journey. And I wasn't ready for like-minded people. And then once I joined Tina's Channeling Jesus platform, I met a lot of amazing people, and Lynn LaBorde was one of them.
That's so amazing. That's so great to hear about your journey and kind of where you started. So when did you reach out to Lynn about the mentorship program? How long has it been since you were one of her students, mentees?
I think I've been one of her mentees for about 6 weeks now.
Wow,
but
that's amazing.
It was actually Lynn who, Lynn's a manifester. So
100%.
Right? So she reached out to me at one point, and she had started a Course in Miracles online study group on Facebook Messenger, and she asked me if I wanted to join, and I really didn't, or at least I thought I didn't, because I was afraid it was going to be a little too organized and disciplined, and I didn't know if I was there. So initially I said no, but then I said, you know what, why not? So she put me in the group, and it was just a bunch of people talking about, their lives, essentially. And from that, it evolved into a couple of other groups that Lynn started. Lynn is very good at pushing the limits of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so after she got me into her Course in Miracles study group, she then started this workout group. And I was used to sitting on a couch and being a blob and wasn't sure I wanted to do the workout. But I joined, and again, was glad I did, and got really happy getting a little tighter in my muscles and enjoying the company of some really amazing people that Lynn had brought together. So from that, she then said, hey, I think I need to teach you Akashic Records reading. I'm getting the nudge. And I was like, me? Really? Are you sure? And so I agreed. And I was pretty sure that she was going to find that I was one of her worst students.
And I'm sure that was quite the opposite.
Well, not initially. Initially, it was hard, and I wasn't getting anything the first time.
Yeah.
And
it's so important with like staying consistent with that journey, because it's something that's not tangible in a lot of ways,
And Lynn doesn't take no for an answer. When you say, I'm blocked, I can't do it, she says, okay, we're going to find out why you're blocked. We're going to heal it. We're going to get you through this. I'm like, really? I mean, you're not just going to let me go home and sit on the couch? And so she pushed past it. She did a healing. And then we went, and she said, look, do you want your money back? The next day, she said, come back, we'll do it again. She said, do you want your money back? I'm like, no, I don't want my money back. You healed me yesterday. Let's keep going. So, she gave me that confidence to keep going. And we did.
And that's exactly like what she does. She sees your potential, and even if you don't see it in yourself, she'll keep pushing you to make sure that you access that deeper place of healing and knowledge. And that's so beautiful that you had that experience. I'm so happy for you. So what are some of the things that you started to learn with Lynn in regards to like the psychic work and things like that?
So initially we did Akashic Records, and then from there we went to the psychic surgery healing. And from there, we went to the clean slate, and then we did, believe it or not, Reiki. And next weekend I'm going to do the channeling workshop at her sanctuary.
That's so great. That's amazing. Wendy's an amazing teacher as well.
I'm so excited to go. But Alicia, I have to tell you that Lynn has guided me every step of the way. And if it weren't for her, you know, I had this preconceived notion that even though I'm studying the Course in Miracles, and even though I feel this amazing spiritual connection to Jesus and to Source, and that I know that I'm a spiritual entity, sometimes we build a little wall around us.
Wall around it, yeah.
Right? Our comfort zone. And you look beyond the comfort zone and you see other people who are spiritually connected, and you honor that, but you think, well, that's for them to do, and I'm just going to stay here in my little safe box. And Lynn took those comfort zone parameters and just started pushing. Oh, just opened them up so that
That's
what
amazing.
I saw outside my comfort zone was suddenly right in my face. And suddenly those people I used to admire who had skills or so that I thought I didn't have, suddenly I had them too.
Yeah.
And she opened me up to that.
That's so powerful. I'm so proud of your journey, and it's amazing to hear that, you know, when you're able to learn so many skills. And, you know, sometimes we look at these people and they seem so unattainable and unreachable with like years of knowledge and experience, but then, you know, she helps to awaken these gifts within you and you to discover that true purpose and that true meaning in your life. So that's so awesome, and I'm so excited to hear about that.
Thank you.
What are some of the major lessons that you learned through this program?
Well, one of the things that I learned was initially, I compare it to, I was sort of like a, you know, when you graduate, if this happened to you, so it didn't happen to everybody, but let's say you graduated from college and you didn't get a job and you moved home to your parents' house, and they sort of saw that you were, you know, you needed some time. And I was spiritually, I was that person who needed some time. I was sitting on a couch watching whatever I was watching, and I was thinking, I could do that. But I wasn't doing any of it. I was sitting there feeling sure that I could, but I wasn't pursuing it. And Lynn is like the aunt who comes to the house and sees that you're sitting on the couch, and because she's not your parent, she doesn't have any of that, oh, I don't want to bother her, I don't want to hurt her. She's like the aunt who comes in, she opens up the windows, she opens the blinds, she opens the doors, she says, let's get some light and some air in here, and change your shirt, we're going for a drive. And wow, what a ride she took me on. And so what I learned was I just needed that person, that
push, yeah.
Right? That one who said, you're not supposed to be sitting here on the couch. You're supposed to be out there being who you truly are. And Lynn showed me how to get to that place. And so what I learned was I really was that person who was sitting on the couch saying, I could do that, but wasn't doing it. And now I'm doing it. And so what I learned from Lynn is that, yeah, I can do it too. I really can, and I am.
That's so powerful. So one thing Lynn often says is that, you know, one of her slogans should be like, warning, your life is about to completely change. Like, you know, I feel like doing this mentorship program with her, like it's almost so unexpected, the ways that your life shifts and the way that you interact and perceive the world really changes through this program. And I was interested to hear from you, you know, how has that shift been in your life? What have you seen? How has your perspective changed? And, you know, how do you feel like you shifted?
So, you know, people use that cliche that you go to an amusement park and there's that sign that says, you must be this tall to ride this ride.
I'm always shorter than that, by the way, 4'10".
So I feel like every time I show up to a mentoring session with Lynn, there's a sign outside that says, you're going to be this tall when this ride is over.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I think, there's no way.
There's no way. Yeah.
There's no way. And then I do the mentoring session with her, and I come out and I'm huge. My energy is huge. My capabilities are enlarged beyond my imagination to have comprehended that I could do that. And I look at that sign and I realize I really am that tall. This made me that tall. So I would say to her that, or any future students considering doing a mentorship with her, that the slogan should be, wear loose clothing, you're going to grow.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
that's what's so beautiful. And it's so amazing to see, you know, just like within 6 weeks of working with her, like, you know, it really helped to shape and hone you in so many different ways. Like, what are some of the impacts that you've seen in terms of like, you know, I guess like with your own business or how you're interacting with people? How has that changed for you?
So I'm a federal employee. I don't often admit that. I work for the US government here in the DC area. And the government is not really an incubator for creativity in
Yeah.
terms of individual, right? Individual thinking. And my background is film and video. I'm a writer. And I've always struggled a little bit with sort of the boundaries that the job puts on you to work in such a big agency. And as such, I've made personal grievances out of really what's not personal at all. People who put these boundaries on me, I don't think that they mean anything against me. I think they just want me to toe the same line that they're towing. And this journey has helped me see that they are a reflection of me. They only represent perhaps my own limited beliefs of my abilities. And doing this training has showed me that I don't need to be bothered by these people anymore. They're not here to bother me.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm here to serve, I'm here to serve wherever I am.
Exactly.
And so this training has helped me bring that, has informed that, and makes me a much kinder and more forgiving colleague.
Yeah, and it kind of like shifts your perspective in so many ways where you're just seeing that light in everyone and you're not, using those eyes of judgment towards another, which is so difficult to do because we're trained to do that, So it's kind of like reprogramming the mind in a lot of ways. So that's so powerful.
Yeah.
So what qualities would you describe Lynn by that, what qualities do you think it is that really helped her to make this impact in your life?
Well, Alicia, one of the comfort zone boundaries that Lynn pushed for us in this group of women that we have who study together the Course in Miracles was she had us write love letters to each other because one of the course lessons is to love my father is to love his son, right?
Yeah.
And so, which really means to love myself. But Lynn decided that we should write love letters to each other because it's an exercise in self-love as much as in appreciating the light of God in others. And so if I may, I'm just going to read the opening of that letter.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
To Lynn. Okay.
That's awesome that you had this. Awesome.
I'll just read the opening. I won't read the whole thing. But
Okay,
the opening
cool.
is going to summarize what you asked me. What qualities does Lynn have? Okay. So I wrote, Dear Lynn, Game of Thrones has its Daenerys Stormborn, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains. We have you. Channeler of deities, leader of meditations, manifester of groups, purveyor of push-ups and planks, reader of records and cards, expander of boundaries, breaker of comfort zones, and healer of broken souls.
Wow.
I think that sums her up.
I think that, really spot on, addresses Lynn because she's a woman of many hats, and she's someone who's dove into so many different aspects of spirituality. And when you see the breadth of how long she's been studying the things that she has, it's so incredible to see this impact that she's making now. And for you to say that, that's really powerful, to recognize that in her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially the healer of broken souls, because I think all of us who are doing this Course in Miracles work, we recognize that we have so many human and egoic foibles, but we want to connect to who we truly are. And Lynn makes that. She bridges that gap. She just bridges it so easily.
Definitely. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that she's someone who, regardless of what level you're on, you can go to her, no one is she has something to offer everyone, no one is too new to spirituality to interact with her. She's someone who really meets you on your level to help you. That's so awesome. Oh, I'm so happy that we got the opportunity to, talk about this impact that she's made in her life. I want to ask you a question. So what advice would you offer to anyone who wants to work with her?
So I would say it doesn't matter where you are in your spiritual journey. And if you're in a place where you think you can't do it, come to her. If you're in a place where you know you can do it, come to her. It doesn't, and I actually wrote down sort of a list of the things that the skills that she's given me, and let's say the blog I've given.
Yeah, you can read some of them. Go for it.
Okay. So in the beginning, I thought, I don't know myself that well. I have a feeling that I'm this person, but maybe there's a lot more to me. And so if Lynn says, you want to know yourself, I'll teach you Akashic record reading. And that blows the lid off who you really are, right? And then I was like,
Would you say that would be the most powerful tool that you learned so far?
I'm not sure if that's, yes, for myself, yes. That is yes, it is. The Akashic records of realizing who I really am, that I'm so much wider and darker and lighter than I thought. And getting the chance to heal that personally, that is a very strong.
That's so powerful.
Yeah. But then when I would protest, well, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I have all this pain from everything that you've shown me in the Akashic records. She's like, great, we'll do psychic surgery. We're going to remove that pain.
We'll heal it.
Like, really?
It's like an all-encompassing program, because it's about surfacing that pain and then looking at it in the eyes and being like, okay, I need to heal this now,
Exactly.
Because it's like all of these hidden pockets. It's like, all within us that we don't even realize what that is.
Exactly. Well, then Alicia, she taught me, I did her Reiki training. And I've always been intrigued by Reiki. I love healing. I thought that maybe healing is something I can be helpful with, going forward, as these are tough times and we're having more and more people in pain. And so I did the Reiki training with her. And when I put my hands on people, I started reading their Akashic records. It was bizarre. Not supposed to be the outcome. I just thought I'm going to put my hands on people and healing energy will go through and I'll just be a conduit. But I found a loop of information coming back at me, and that astonished me. That I said, Lynn, I can't do Reiki. This is too intense. And she said, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're getting this information for a reason. Ask why you're getting the information. How can it be helpful to you and the person you're working on? And I didn't even think of that. I would have just walked away like, I get too much, from this. So the healing has again pushed my comfort zone. Then if you have negative associations with things or words or people, places, she has this clean slate training where she goes in and says, okay, what does this particular entity or word mean to you? And you tell her, and then she works through with what it really means maybe to the greater society as a whole and removes your negative association. So it's almost like it doesn't matter what's going on in you, what resistance you have to your own spirituality. Lynn has a healing process for it and will clear it with you. It's astonishing.
Yes, that is so true.
Yeah.
Those are some powerful tools that you learned. And now, like when somebody comes to you for healing, you have like all of these tools under your belt that you can kind of pull on and access. And that's really powerful to, sort of remember, right? Did you feel like when you were learning these things that it was sort of a remembrance rather than learning it for the first time?
That happened last night. She asked me to go, yeah. She asked me to go in and read her Akashic records. And I was a little hesitant because I knew that she had some heavy pain that she wanted to process. And I didn't know if I was up for the task. Yeah. So I went in and I had a block, of course, which she helped me remove. And suddenly I heard someone speaking the words for her, and it started coming through me. And she said later, you channeled during that.
Oh, wow. That's so powerful because it opens you right up. That's exactly what it's doing. Yeah. And channeling is sort of like the final step in a lot of ways, but it's always a consistent progress. But when you're doing all of this clearing work and this remembrance work, you're sort of remembering that you have these channeling abilities and that you've always been connected to source. And it's about clearing that out of the way to feel that connection.
Alicia, I have to tell you, at first I let it come through, and when it was coming through, I started to doubt it. I was like, wait, is this me talking? Who's talking?
That's the visceral reaction,
So I blocked it a little bit. I stopped talking. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying to her.
And it's like moving past the doubt, you know, and just like walking more deeply into it. And all of these tools that you learn are really like building you up so that you can become this place of like clear and emptiness, open to spirituality in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly. So yes. So last night I remembered that I am connected to these people spiritually, these entities spiritually, and they've been talking to me for as long as I've been, right? And she helped me get to that place of remembrance.
Yes, that's so powerful. And that's something that's such a beautiful gift because, you know, so often is said that when we're discovering these gifts, it's like that act of remembering and just awakening that within us, and that we all have to some extent these abilities, but especially if you're drawn towards it, you know, especially, you know, if somebody's watching this video right now, if you've watched it this far, you're drawn to this for a reason, you know, like there's something that's calling your soul. And the worst thing that you can do is silence that voice, because there is so much out there in the world for you to discover, and this quest for knowledge and this quest for understanding life in a deeper way and to become more in tune with your spirituality, it's the most virtuous path that you can go on in so many ways, you know. But I'm sure as you can resonate, it is scary at times where it's like a place of uncertainty. But as with any adventure in life, you don't know what the outcome is going to be, but you just have to jump in. So, yes. So, you know, from jumping in, from what you expected to now, what would you say about this journey that you've been on?
I would say that you're not alone on the journey. Lynn, for me, is a total way shower. She's helping show the way. So is Jesus. So are all the other souls who have blessed my life. But you have to be open to letting them play their role. And the charm of Lynn is that she knows it's her role and she puts herself in your face. So you can't say, no, leave me alone. Because actually what she's showing you is what you're really looking for. And so go with it. Go with it.
That's so true. And that's great advice. And I feel like a great place to end off on. I'm so grateful to have connected with you today and talk about this amazing experience that you've had in this mentorship program. And are there any last words that you wanted to leave people with?
Becoming a mentee of Lynn LaBorde is actually the best investment I've ever made in myself. And if you love yourself, do it. Do it.
Yes.
Work with it.
So there you have it. Thank you so much, JoAnn Cooper. If you guys are interested in Lynn LaBorde's mentoring program, check out somalife.com to find out more information. You can also email somalife@gmail.com. We're always open, ready to take any questions. And this is truly a transformational program that will indeed change your life. And it will give you so many different modalities of healing that will transform your being and awaken your soul. So thank you so much, and we look forward to having this discussion with you. And thank you, JoAnn, for you know, this beautiful conversation and being a living testament of Lynn's work.
My pleasure.